Petey Pablo, born Moses Barrett III in Greenville, North Carolina, grew up in a neighborhood marked by hardship and hustle. Music became his escape, writing rhymes in crumbling living rooms and performing on front porches. Inspired by Southern rap legends like UGK and Master P, he built street credibility as a grassroots rapper in Raleigh. By early 2000s, his raw voice and catchy flow caught the attention of local DJs. His ambition was louder than the noise. In 2001, Petey Pablo burst onto the national scene with his breakout hit single Raise Up, All Eyes on Me. The track, with its commanding energy and unforgettable chant, Throw Your Hands in the Air if user N** from North Carolina, quickly became a rallying cry and a Southern anthem. It wasn't just a catchy song, it was a cultural statement. The track resonated deeply with people from the South, especially North Carolinians, who hadn't often seen their identity so boldly represented on a mainstream stage. With its hard-hitting beat and powerful delivery, Raise Up made an immediate impact. The single climbed the Billboard Hot 100 chart, proving that Petey Pablo wasn't just a regional act. He was a force to be reckoned with in the national hip-hop scene. His debut album, Diary of a Sinner, first entry, followed the success of the single and eventually went gold, solidifying his place in the early 2000s hip-hop landscape. Petey Pablo's rise to fame was more than just luck or a one-hit wonder story. He brought with him a sense of identity, pride, and authenticity that audiences responded to. His music videos, often filled with imagery from his home state, high school gyms, local neighborhoods, and everyday Southern life, highlighted the strength and resilience of North Carolina culture. He wore it like a badge of honor. As his popularity grew, he began touring with some of the biggest names in Southern rap at the time, including Ludacris and Lil Jon. These collaborations and performances expanded his reach and reinforced his influence on the evolving sound of Southern hip-hop. Petey Pablo's emergence wasn't just about catchy hooks or flashy videos. It was about putting North Carolina on the map in the rap world. His swagger, grit, and unfiltered pride in where he came from sparked a movement. He didn't just represent the South, he amplified it. With fame came fortune, and Petey Pablo embraced the rewards of his success with unapologetic flair. Following the buzz from Raise Up, he proved his staying power by dropping more hits, most notably the club banger Freek-a-Leek. The track became a nationwide sensation, dominating radio stations and party playlists with its infectious beat and provocative lyrics. Petey wasn't just making noise, he was shaping the sound of early 2000s Southern hip-hop. His collaborations were equally high-profile. He teamed up with some of the biggest names in the industry, including Nelly, Missy Elliott, and Lil Jon, expanding his reach and influence. These partnerships helped him secure lucrative endorsement deals, many of which targeted the Southern youth market. Brands saw Petey as a cultural icon, authentic, edgy, and magnetic. As the money flowed in, Petey began building a life that mirrored the grandeur of his lyrics. He purchased a sprawling estate in Raleigh, North Carolina, which included a personal recording studio, a hub for both creativity and business. His garage reflected his love for bold style and Southern muscle. A Cadillac Escalade, a roaring Dodge Charger, and several custom-painted Chevy Impalas, each one a statement of identity and success. Petey's fashion was as loud and confident as his music. He adorned himself in thick, iced-out Cuban link chains, glittering grills, and oversized designer sunglasses. His stage presence was unforgettable. Tallit-style leather jackets, custom Timberlands, and dramatic outfits that blended streetwear with regal flair. His look channeled a unique fusion. Southern aristocrat meets hip-hop royalty. Beyond album sales, Petey generated income through national tours, sync deals for film and television, and crossover records that pushed his music into new audiences. His songs appeared in major motion pictures and commercials, contributing to a revenue stream that funded a lifestyle of extravagance and distinction.
For Petey Pablo, success wasn't just measured in chart positions, it was reflected in the empire he built. His rise symbolized the rewards of authenticity, hustle, and staying true to his southern roots.
By the mid-2000s, the tides of mainstream music began to shift, and Petey Pablo, like many artists of the era, faced a changing industry. The spotlight that once burned so brightly began to dim. Label politics caused delays in releasing new material, and internal challenges, both personal and professional, hindered his momentum. His radio play dwindled, and the major media attention that had once surrounded him began to fade. But unlike many who disappear into obscurity, Petey Pablo refused to vanish. Instead of chasing trends or compromising his sound, he doubled down on his roots. He returned to the Southern circuit, where his core fanbase remained fiercely loyal. Petey began performing in clubs and small venues across the Southeast, re-establishing his presence with raw, energetic shows that reminded fans of the hunger that first put him on the map. He even opened for artists like Lil Wayne, proving he still had the chops to hold his own alongside a new generation of hip-hop heavyweights. During this period, Petey embraced the mixtape culture that had become a lifeline for many artists outside the mainstream. These unofficial releases gave him the freedom to experiment and reconnect with fans without label interference. The loyalty of his audience never wavered. They followed him not because he was trending, but because his music still spoke to them. In 2015, a significant moment arrived when Petey reunited with Missy Elliott on a remix, signaling a creative resurgence. The collaboration drew both nostalgic fans and new listeners, reviving interest in his signature sound. Then, in 2019, he launched a series of independent singles that gained traction on urban radio. Tracks like these reminded audiences that Petey Pablo's bounce, grit, and unmistakable flow had never left. He'd simply been building in the shadows. His comeback wasn't fueled by hype or viral trends. It was steady, heartfelt, and earned. Rooted in resilience, Petey Pablo's return proved that true artistry endures, even when the spotlight moves on. He wasn't chasing a comeback, he was living it. As music industry profits began to decline and streaming upended traditional revenue streams, Petey Pablo made a strategic pivot. Rather than depend solely on album sales or touring income, he diversified his ventures and evolved into a businessman with a clear vision. Recognizing the power of his personal brand, he launched Carolina Grind Apparel, a streetwear label that celebrated his identity, style, and roots in North Carolina. The brand blended urban fashion with regional pride, appealing to fans who grew up on his music and connected with his message. Beyond fashion, Petey turned his attention to real estate. He began investing in residential and commercial properties across Raleigh and Atlanta, securing long-term income and building generational wealth. Always looking to tie his business moves back to his community, he co-founded a restaurant and lounge in North Carolina, a space that blended upscale dining with local culture, music, and hospitality. Petey didn't stop there. Passionate about giving back, he spearheaded youth music workshops aimed at mentoring aspiring artists, producers, and songwriters. These programs offered hands-on training and real-world insights, opening doors for young creatives who might not otherwise have access to the industry. He even launched a pop-up record label, an experimental platform designed to scout and showcase local talent, giving them a chance to break into the music world without the red tape of major labels. His income today comes from a diversified portfolio, catalog royalties from his earlier hits, YouTube and streaming revenue, and business ventures. While he's no longer topping the Billboard charts, his songs still generate steady plays, and his legacy continues to resonate with longtime fans. He also remains active on the nostalgia concert circuit, performing at festivals and throwback shows, where crowds still chant the anthems that made him famous. These days, Petey steps on stage in sharp suits, limited edition sneakers, and luxury Patek Philippe watches, proof that his evolution was both stylish and strategic. By turning his southern roots into a multifaceted business blueprint, Petey Pablo redefined what long-term success in hip-hop can look like. Petey Pablo's legacy is more than catchy hooks. It's southern pride and independent hustle. His music shaped 2000s hip-hop culture. He pushed men's swagger, city pride, and unapologetic attitude. Now he's mentoring young MCs, planning a documentary, and aiming for a memoir. He hopes to open music incubators and festivals in Raleigh. His luxury is layered: flash, family, and future. Petey's story shows how regional anthems become timeless portfolios, and his future? Ambitious, purpose-driven, and as rhythmic as his bounce.